Nothing more Fayetteville in 910 area code than having loud obnoxious people with loud obnoxious trucks ruining your day. That should be part of the fucking interview right there. And everybody was staring at me all weird and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, what's wrong?" And looked down and it looked like somebody had shot me in my damn elbow, and all you saw was my whole fucking elbow bone sitting there, and it like peeled it perfect in like 4 little like squares. Looked like a goddamn Hellraiser video or something. It was cool. And it was one of those, like, you're a little kid and you fall off the monkey bars and it takes your breath away and you're just sitting there going That's what I was doing on the side of the road in front of a Burger King. I love it. I fucking love it. There's nothing more Fayetteville. Hello, Stephen Walker. This is my Fave 4's. Ooh, Fave 4 Legend Riders. That one would be pretty easy for me, actually. Number 1, Rat Boy. There was something, he was different back then. And it was street, but it was like, he was more tech street and came up with shit that I just like the way he rode. For me, it's always been personality in the riding. Not just cookie cutter tricks, guys doing the same things over and over and over again. And I do appreciate that in riding and in sports, but yeah, riding, I've always kind of loved the creativity in things. And people make me go, how the hell did he do that? That's why I liked him. Can I call Corey Martinez a legend rider? I mean, he's been riding for how many years now? Early 2000s? I would say he's been a pro. I would call him one of my top 4 legend riders. Great personality. Riding, I mean, you don't have to talk about it. You just know. It's, he's always been there. He's always been good. He always had that line of being really good at riding, but still looking like he had a good time. I like people that look like they have a good time. Definitely Corey Martinez. Hoffman, got to be there. He's got to be in the top 4. Just that's where I kind of fell in love with BMX. Was lucky enough to be in the Midwest in the 90s and got to go to one of the shows. And, you saw it. You'd see people do it, but when you're there and you're looking at shit and you're looking up and then they're going up above, you're looking up, it was cool. It was just cool. And he's the Godfather. He's the man. 4 legend riders. I want to throw Mira in there. I want to, but golly, man, that's a good one. Of all time, they're legend riders. So I'm gonna go with older guys. I'm probably gonna say his name wrong. I always have, but. Is it Taj Emil? Yeah, I could never say his name. Once again, burly as fuck, dude. Like, just straight powerhouse. It was just cool to watch him. It looked like he was gonna fucking break everything he rode on. Just the power behind what he did. It was really cool. And once again, cool personality. It was a character. I like that. Yeah, be my probably 4 legends that I could be happy with. Currently riding top 4 pros. Man, you're making me go, because some of the pros I liked back then are still riding pro today. So I'm gonna call them the new school kids. That's what I call them. These guys that ride, specific things in a very good way. Street, I call Garrett Reynolds a new school kid, and in my mind, that's new school to me. I'm going to have to go with him. There again, makes it look absolutely effortless. Whatever he wants to do is freaking amazing, but he looks like he has a good time at the same time. You see the grimace sometimes, but a lot of times he's kind of fucking just laughing. I don't know if it's because it's easy for him or just because he's having a good time. But I like that. Trey Jones, love him. Think he's awesome. Fucking phenomenal. Obviously, as a personality and as a person, he's just a good person. From what I've seen and known the couple times I've ever met him. Amazing style. Just goddamn, just everything he does. Even when he's just breaking shit, he does it with style. So it's fucking awesome. New school kid, very cool. What is that boy's name from Cult that I watch all his videos all the time? Corey Walsh. He would be in my top 4 probably favorites. Just awesome, man. Awesome. Style for miles. But definitely a new school kid to me. Being in my 40s, he's definitely new school. Somebody I watch all the time that's newer. I do like the Jordan Godwin guy. Super techie, just crazy. I guess every guy kind of, that does what we do kind of reaches that peak where they look back at what they wanted to do when they were learning how to do stuff, and now you look at the stuff that the new school kids are doing now, and you shake your head like, how the hell did they figure that out? How many times did you have to fall? How long did you think about this trick? Riding past that same rail over and over and over again, or going down that same rail over and over and over again to do something that technical is cool. So that would be is that my 4? Yeah, that's my top 4. Yeah. New school kids. If I was going to talk about local riders, underground, not pros, these would be my top 4. I'm going to kind of combine them because I can do whatever the fuck I want. Carl Pickney, never going to be a pro, but Remix Carl has done his own thing for 30 plus years, I would think. Still rides, still has a good time, still is as unique as the day anyone's ever met him, and is the most humble person I've ever met in my life. I'm proud to call him a friend, and to have him, have pushed me to keep me into riding this long, and not so much someone to look up to in riding, but just a good person who kept you motivated, kept you having a good time, and has always had a good time in life. I like Carl, definitely top 4. Underground, could have never been a pro, but had his own style. I always thought he was like the epitome of like late 90s, early 2000s, like New York, East Coast. That's Carl, to a T. Have to be. Staying local, our boy Vince is, I don't even know how to phrase that, a was or an is. Like you said, he rides the best when he's out of town. Natural talent. Could have been a pro, definitely could have. If he could have done lifestyle in a pro, as far as lifestyle, he would have been a pro. Just same thing, had a good time doing it and made it look effortlessly. That's 2. Underground local. 4. That's a good one. 4. I would probably have to put the king on there, Roy. Roy is same thing as kind of like Carl, but is a pro in my mind as far as racing. Is great for that scene, great for anything that has to do with cycling in general, as far as our world. I hate saying that, our world, but yeah. Can be 50 years old and still go to a park and kill a park. He can still go to a set of trails and kill trails. And when you watch him ride, you know that there's just somebody who's good at doing that, which is fun to watch. here's always been my gray area for local riders, David, is we're military. You know, that's just part of being from the 910 area code. You get a lot of people that come and go over the years. That's what I was, kind of talking to another rider about, was how do you put top 4, because you have so many people that were so good for 3-4 years, and then they just leave. And that's part of the job. It's part of, living here and having friends here. I could stick a ton of people in there. Guys like Mike Sheffield, military guy, phenomenal rider, fucking amazing rider. Kind of cussed that verge. He was really good. When he was on his good days, he was great. You're a local guy now. You're going to be my 4th pick. So you're doing the interview, which is weird too, but military guy. You would come and go. For a long time, you'd come and you go, you'd come and you go. Which is a kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, because the time you do have with those people that you bond with is they're life affirming. You remember them for the rest of your life, which makes you friends with people for the rest of your life. I would have to pick you. I'd have to pick somebody who's truly genuine. Same thing. You've never changed. David is going to be who the fuck David's going to be. If you want to be that, that's cool. If you don't want to be around that, that's cool. Never holds a grudge for the most part. But he is the epitome of a BMX icon in my mind. You are our local icon in my mind. Not just because you're doing the interview, because I don't do this. This is weird for me. I hate being on camera. But what you do for our community, what you've done for friendships, even not just local. You do this shit East Coast. I call you an East Coast representative because you interact with everybody up and down this coast. And it's good for us because it gets new kids involved, which is something that we as a society desperately need. Is something for our fucking kids to do besides handheld devices. That's my homework right there. What the fuck that was? And you just have a good time. Whenever you show up, you know that you're going to have a good time. Somebody's going to say something stupid, or somebody's going to do something stupid, or you're going to see the littlest, coolest jib trick, and you're going to say yeah, which is going to make everybody else say yeah, and then we're going to have to see it again, which is just going to make us all laugh. So that's what this is about for me. It's always been about just having a good time. I don't give a fuck if your trick's the smallest little jib on a curb, or you're double tail whipping out of who the fuck knows what. It's have a good time. Top 4 BMX videos for Stevie Walker. Oh. All right. I never could say the name. The Federal Trafialico. Am I saying it right? I know you know the video, but it's a federal video, and it had Stephen Hamilton and the rider from that day in it, and it was cool. Right? Just the feel of it was cool. We talked about it earlier. Can I Eat? Top 4. Awesome video. Awesome. It's old. That shows that we're old, but man, it's a really good video. Top 4 video. I could say the Fiending video for me is top 4. That's definitely new school for me, that video. I'm sure it's probably getting old now, but when it came out, it was amazing. I still remember when Daniel got it, and all the kids went to his house and watched the video. And for a year straight, all I saw was kids trying to manual for like as long as they could, and looked like Garrett in that video. It was really cool. Anyway, top 4 video. Top 4 BMX videos. There's been so many good ones over the years. That's a really hard thing to do, top 4 of all time. I'm a mid-school BMXer, obviously. I would have to call myself that anyway. So that's kind of where I like to pick from. Can I do web videos, or is that different? I can do web videos. The Rich Ford. Holy fuck, that's a good video. I guess that would have been his Dig BMX video. Dig BMX Rich Ford. The fuck, I watch it at least once a week. I watch it. I have to. I like the music he picked. Of course, it's him, so the colors are cool, even though there is no real colors, but there is. Just the feel is amazing. I love any video he does, so it would be hard for me. Can I just put number 4, Rich Foreign, just in all his videos, just the feel of him, what he gets out of people? I like that look that he gets. It's very neat for me. Very neat. I'm going to do my local one. Would have to be the Banks behind the Holiday Inn off there over Owen Drive at the hospital. Everybody knows them. I hope they don't change them any when they build that new apartment complex or whatever they're doing in that hotel. But I can go to that spot every single day and have fun. That's the most important thing, is having fun. Our trails, Omni Trails, probably be number 1, but I'm not going to say that as number 1. But it would be my top 4. Rest in peace to Omni Trails. It was a cornerstone of bringing us all together and making us have a good time together. We had our small disagreements out there, like any trailheads. They bicker about what needs to be done, how things can be changed, or who's not carrying their fucking weight. Always going to be happening at trails, and I don't care what they are, BMX trails, mountain bike trails, whatever. But our trails were amazing. We had the best of times out there every time we were there together. I miss them dearly. There was a park in Ohio. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the name of it is now. But it was in Columbus, and every time I would go up there to visit or have a vacation, I would ride that place, and it was fantastic. God, I can't believe I can't remember the name of it anymore, David.
Was it Flow?
Yeah, it was Flow. It was Flow. 4 spot Flow. I loved Flow. It was fun. I'd go up there on vacation, stay at a hotel, which was like right there. Trash ass hotel. I'm sure there was cameras in there watching me masturbate in the hotel bedroom. But loved Flow. Top 4 spots of all time. Been such a local rider. You know, I never did a lot of traveling. I would have to say Fayetteville Park. I'd have to say Fayetteville Park. You know, it's burnt out. We've all rode it a billion times. But we have all rode that spot a billion times. Another spot where it would bring us all together to have a good time and have a few hours together as our riding community and just laugh. See somebody do something that hadn't been done, or somebody do something better that somebody had done, and just laugh. Never had any arguments out there. We never did. Never had fights, never had issues. Just always went up there and just laughed and had a good time. Those would be my top 4. Top 4 spots I still ride. The Banks. Still ride the Banks. Just talked about them. Great spot. Rowan Park. Great spot. Lucky to have it. Top 4 spots I still ride. The old ledge back behind the Mikasitas, next to the Publix now. I don't know how to explain my local spots that I ride all the time. Like I said, I don't get to travel a lot. Full-time job, kids, wife. Ride what you can ride, right? I'm going to put downtown as one of my top 4s. Just it encompass the whole thing, because when I'm alone, which I am a lot of when I ride downtown a lot. I get to ride it at the times that most people don't get to ride it at, which is when, you know, everything's just trying to start to open and it's not open yet, so the cops don't mess with me. I like it. So downtown, those would be my top 4 right now that I ride a lot of. Top 4 injuries. Blew out my elbow. In front of my house on my old house setup. I don't remember how many stitches it was, but it was a lot of stitches. That was one of my top 4s. The time I ran 4 pegs. The only time I ever ran 4 pegs, tried it one time, never tried again. Looped out perfectly to my butt, to my shoulders, to my head. I hadn't hurt that bad for that long, and I don't know how long. It was bad. I just remember trying to do going from sitting to standing. It was absolute terror. That would be my top 4. The time I hurt myself doing a 180 off a grass little bank, 180, and it hit a ping pong ball, and it looped out my back tire, and I tore my knee up for a good 6 months. That would be some good ones that I remember to this day. God, oh man, that's a good one. I'm not going to count any of that shin crap because everybody goes through that, but I got some good ones. I got an infection from swellbow. I hit my elbow riding one time, and it swelled up something fierce. And I had never had swellbow like that before. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just take, the tape that you put underneath, when you wrap a wound, you got that soft tape that you put in underneath it? Well, that's what I wrapped it with. I was like, fuck it, I'll just wrap this, and I can keep riding, because that's what I had. So I wrapped my whole swellbow, which was like a quarter of my forearm and my whole elbow. Wrap it. I'm like, I'll just ride for the bike shop that I'm working with at the time. And it got infected. So I had to take a month's worth of fucking antibiotics for this swellbow that I got hitting my elbow one day. Don't remember what happened. Probably landed in some hobo pee or something. But yeah, those would be my top 4s. My top 4 genres to ride to. I do hip hop. I think everyone does. I'm going to call it stoner rock, and that can include 70s, 80s, 90s to the current stuff now. Anything with a good guitar fuzz, I like to ride to. I'm going to call it shoegaze. I don't know what anyone else would call it, but I would put shoegaze artists in there. Anything slow and dreary, I like to ride to. The Cure, the Sundays, My Bloody Valentine, Silver Sun Pickups. I kind of consider that all, Sleep Party People, I kind of consider that all more like shoegaze type stuff. And I'm going to put Built to Spill out there by themselves, just because I listen to them that much when I ride. I just like the rhythm of it as I ride. I look for that in my music when I ride, the rhythm. Yeah. Top 4 tricks. Slider. I mean, I do that trick every damn time I ride, so I'm going to put that in the top 4. You guys make me do it every time I ride, so I'll have to put that in the top 4. Pedal grinds, top 4 trick. If I can do them, I'm going to do them. I like going fakie. I'm going to put just fakie tricks in my top 4. You buy a free coaster. Why the fuck would you buy a free coaster and not try and go backwards as much as possible? That's what I bought one for anyway. So I can go forwards and backwards. That doesn't mean just doing the trick and then trying to pop out because you're too lazy to backpedal, popping out of the trick. Stop being lazy with your free coaster and go backwards. So I'm going to put fakie tricks, top 4. What do you guys call that trick I always do? I wouldn't even know what to call that. I always called it the bone breaker. I didn't know what else to call it. The fakie can foot plant, I guess you could call it that too. That would be one of my top 4 favorite tricks. If it's got a good enough lip on it, I'm going to try and do it. Just because I'm old, I'm happy my body can still do the trick, and I can do it, and it makes people smile. As long as I'm making somebody smile, I'm happy. But yeah, those are my top 4. My top 4 tricks I like to see. Can. I love the can. I try to make riders do it. If I know they can do it, I try and make them do it. Just because I like that style. I like tricks with style. This Fayetteville is perfect. I love the background. I still love a good tuck. People don't do them as much as they used to do them. Remember there for a year, everybody was doing fucking tuck no-handers off something? You don't see them as much anymore. Very, very few, far in between. I like a good street tuck. I'll put that in my top 4s. I mean, any guy can put out throwing the bars. I get it, throwing the bars. But I'm not going to put that in there. Oh, I love when people can do, and I can watch people do them, what do you call it? Where they pedal their bike when they're doing like 360s. Chainsaw? You pedal as you're doing a 3 or something. It's fucking stylish. It's just so good. Once again, looks cool. Makes people smile. You throw it in the middle of something and you're like, yeah, that guy's got style. Anytime I can see a rider, like my boy David do, and I don't even know what to call those either, but I love when a rider does it. Putting your rear tire over the back of the coping and just kind of sliding that back tire around the edge of the coping and coming back in, you know, kind of keeping it up and then slide. I love it. I love it. I love it. I haven't had the grace to go to as many as a lot of guys have over the years, but I've gone to some good ones. Richmond, and if you ask me the name, I'm embarrassed to say I can't remember what it was called, but the one that Snafu did up in Richmond at the Beard's house, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Our local jam that we had at Omni Trails one year was just fun. That was such a fun jam. We were so surprised so many people showed up, and everybody had a good time. That would be in my top 4. Watching, I loved watching one year they did, and I'm sure they still do them, but the first year they did a jam, and they made like a park in a subway or a tunnel in England, and that was the coolest thing. I thought that was just a great use of space. What are you going to do with it? Create something out of the urban decay that we have going around, the suburbia that's just eating us alive. It was cool they reused that and made it into a park, and I loved that, watching that jam. I thought that was the funnest. And I'm going to put any Swamp Fest video. Once again, if I can watch something and I can watch that people are having a good time, that's what it's supposed to be about. Not the best trick, not the biggest trick. You could put Richmond in there. I could put them in just top 4. I'll just put Richmond in top 4. Same thing. Every time you watch a video or you go to an event in that town, people are there just to have fun. Just have fun. It's not the biggest trick. It's not the best contest. I love that guys watch the, like the big contests, like the Hastings videos or what's going on right now, 4’s or something. Whatever that big contest they've got going on over there in Eastern Europe is. Great. It's awesome. It's exposure, but it's a contest. I don't get into the contests as much. I get into the jams more, definitely. Top 4 places that Stevie wants to go ride that I have never been to. Austin. Always wanted to go to Austin. You know, you watch it in the videos and, all the pro riders that ride there. That would be the big city that I'd like to go ride in. I've always dreamt of riding, caddy trails, but I am not a good enough trails rider to ride something like that. But I would love to go and see that happen in person, just to see the guys flow that. I'd almost take that back and put New England in there as a whole category, because you got caddy, you got, you got Reynolds Place, Hey, I'm going to go watch Clint Reynolds go ride around his personal, what do you say? Yes, please. Can I have seconds? How do you say them damn names? Patonskis? They got their own little spot. Could you imagine what it would be like just to go feel the vibes of them just carving their own personal set? So I put New England in there as a whole. Trail riding as an entity would be my tops. I would love to try to ride them. I don't think I could ride them. I don't think I'm a good enough trails rider. But those would be those two would be in my top 4. Yeah. The concrete transition banks, ledges. I don't even know what to call them down in Florida. I believe they're in Florida. Is it like a school or a business building? But they're red bricks, and you've seen them in a million old videos. I can't tell you where they're at, but I've watched them in a million videos and thought, as a guy who likes to do fakey tricks and to do those funky foot plant style tricks, that would be an awesome place to ride. That would be my top 4 destinations to ride for sure. Top 4 spots I've always wanted to go. Brooklyn Banks. Can't believe I wouldn't put them in there. Never got to ride them. Always wanted to ride them. So once again, seen them in a million videos. Some of our local riders have got to go ride them. Said they were a lot of fun. But that spot, specifically just because it's an iconic spot. Some of my favorite riders have done some amazing things there. So I would like to go try it at least once. Yeah. That's a good one, David. I wasn't expecting that. Oh. Wasn't expecting you to ask me like my personal top 4s that Steven watches. Goonies. It's cheesy, but I'm an 80s kid. I was a kid in the 80s, so I watched that movie every time it came on. Goonies. That was, well, top 4 movies. I mean, I could do movie then TV because I'm an 80s kid, so I got some of the best. Y'all ain't got shit these days. I'd have to break it down like that. Goonies, Star Wars series, Alien series, Hellraiser series. For movies. TV would be Golden Girls, Matlock, I could still watch probably Quantum Leap every time it came on. That's all 80s stuff. God, I'm such an old fuck. And any of the Star Trek stuff, any offshoot generation series, even the cartoons they're making these days. So that's modern. I'll take that. I'll take series. I got to do it by series, bro. Non-BMX hobbies. What do I do for fun? 4 non-BMX hobbies. Fishing. Love fish. I love gardening. I garden a lot. Spending time with my family. I'm going to put that in there as a whole. Can't specify one specific moment because each specific moment is special in its own specific way. So that would be, I guess that would be a hobby. I mean, I can't call it a job. I'd probably get in trouble for that. So I'm going to call it a hobby. Yeah. We'll keep that in there. I mean, bikes. Anyone who knows me knows that it just doesn't have to be a BMX. That is a hobby that I have been involved with for, almost 40 years now. Yeah, about that. But I was a mechanic for, I've had 3 jobs in my life. I was a soldier, I was a bicycle mechanic, I was a Department of Transportation worker. That's all I've ever done. So yeah, I would have to put bicycles, mountain bikes, road bikes, track bikes, unicycles, anything having to do with wheels and pedals, hobby. I have been a loyal Sabrosa brand guy for almost my whole riding time. They were a brand new company right when I started riding. So 2005, 2006 was when I really started riding. And I've always been into them as a brand. I'm going to put Sabrosa and Shadow together as a brand because it's not the same thing, but it's the same thing, but it's not the same thing, but it's the same thing. I'm going to put them together. So that's going to be one of my brands. I was a fit guy earlier in my riding, just because their videos, I would have put that into my top 4s. But that's a hard one. It's like putting Aiken in there. I don't feel like I have to put, sometimes you don't have to put people in your top 4s just because they transcend. They're in everybody's list. You don't got to waste your time with it. Aiken was one of those. So fit for me, that time frame, mid-school time frame, Eddie Cleveland, him, Edwin, all these riders came together and created this like perfect team. You know, like I said, waiting for those videos to come out, waiting to see those sequence shots in a magazine. You know, you drooled for that stuff back in the day. So fit for me would be one of my tops, for sure. Profile has been the top of the line company in my mind for, once again, the entire time I've been riding. If you want the best and you expect the best and you know it's going to be the best, you bought Profile. And they've stayed true to that the entire time they've been in the company. They've never faltered. They've never gone with the quick trends. They've stayed tried and true. And the technology that they have put out later on to kind of keep up with things like the Z Coaster and things like that has been the best you can get. So yeah, they would be up there for sure. I'm going to put Low Tech in there as my last top 4. Anything they put out, shoes, shirts, pants, jackets, fucking backpacks, I have it. I probably still have it stashed away somewhere. I still have 2 pairs of shoes in the box. I have a pair of Aikens and I have a Presario set. And I won't wear them. I know I need to. I know they're going to go bad if I don't wear them, but I'm like leery to wear them because I can't get them anymore. And I was obsessed with that company. Their videos were always cool. Ian was on the team. I rode his shoe until they stopped making them. That's the only shoe I rode in, was the Schwartz's. Yeah. That would be my top 4. Top 4 plans in life. Number 1, live life. You get older and you look back and you think you've wasted time, and I have, but you start looking back and start realizing that the time you do have, still doing this, I mean, being 46, almost 47 now, and your body feeling the aches and pains of that, but still going on day to day just because you love it. You love being around the people and you love being around the atmosphere and environment, and just feeling that funny wiggle you get in your belly when you do a trick just right, or you get just enough air. That's what you're looking for. I would say that continuing that in my life is number 1. Being a good figure in others' lives. I have to put it generalized like that because I have a family, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, an uncle. I want to be good at all those, and I want that to be part of my life and something that I strive to do better every day I wake up. So I would put that in there. I want to travel more. That's a goal of mine. Not just with my BMX, but just in general, see more of the world. The amazing gentleman filming this video and I have been lucky enough through the military to have seen a lot of the world, good and bad. So I'm lucky there, but I'd like to see some of it in a different way. So I would like to travel more. Yeah. The last one, things I want to do, goals. Fuck, man. Be a better friend. Cheesy, I know it, but sometimes you go through life and you have your own ups and downs, and you end up feeling kind of selfish because you look back and you have friends there and you just kind of ignore them because you're going through your own bullshit. And then you get better, and I've gotten better, and I see where I've kind of missed out on that aspect of life. And I do have friends that have been here the whole time. So personally in life as I go forward, I'd like to be what I consider a better friend. Yeah, cheesy as it is. There you go. I want to thank my BMX friends, the BMX world and industry in general, just for the amazing memories I have. Some of them are bad. Most of them are not. Most of them are good smiles on your face the entire time. Getting caught in the rain and snow and cold and not being able to ride and frustrated that you can't finish a trick. And then you look back at it and you're like, I had a blast. I had a blast. Now that I'm getting towards the end of everything, and I hope I ride for another 20 years. I mean, I hope I do. But, you know, you get older and you look back and you're like, I was blessed to have those moments in my life. Yeah, I am thankful to BMX for that. The friendships you make, that would be in my top 4. The friendships you make are lifelong, you know, like being in the military. You create lifelong friends through the memories that you have, the great memories you have just doing this stupid thing, riding around on a child's bicycle as grown-ass men and women. And we create these amazing memories. And you never forget them, and you make these amazing friends, and you never forget them. Keeping me going. I want to thank BMX for that. You look at most riders, and for the most part, even when we're on the chubby side, we're a fit, chubby guy. You know, I want to thank them for keeping me healthy. I want to thank BMX for keeping me healthy, mentally and physically. For me, BMX has always been, you know, even in the laughing, you know, anger release. I want to say that it has been a way for me to get rid of, you know, those angry emotions and those frustrations in a positive manner. You know, nothing feels better than bashing that 20-inch piece of steel into something and hearing that sound, finishing out that trick and saying, fuck yeah, I feel better about myself and the world at large. I want to thank BMX for that. I want to thank the BMX world. You know, and skateboarding and BMX for me, they go hand in hand. But I want to thank the world that we feel we are a part of. I want to thank our world and industry for keeping me sober. When it's one of the few places in my life where, you know, I can look back and I didn't have to self-medicate to feel like I fit in or feel like I wasn't anxious or have those shitty-ass flashbacks or just crappy memories of bad days and have a drink or, you know, do something stupid in that aspect of life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I would want to thank BMX for that, you know, and it's all encompassing, you know, it's a big fucking record. It goes around and around, man. Without a bass drum and drums, you ain't got a fucking song rhythm. You know, without the singer, you ain't got lyrics and emotions. Without the guitar backing him up, you know, you don't get the feel of the whole song. So all of those together, I think it's just one thing. It's a part of your life. And you love it, then live it. Yeah.